Hey, are we ready,
Yes.
Joe? Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. This is our regular meeting, Tuesday, October 23rd. And we will begin with a prayer from Kelly, and then Robin will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Will everyone please stand?
If you'll join me. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings that you give us, Lord. Thank you for the beautiful fall weather that you've provided for us. Lord, I ask that you will be with us this evening. Thank you for the 4-Hers and the young leaders that you have brought to be in our presence this evening. I ask that you will be with them as they continue their growth, Lord, and have them become strong leaders for our community and to always shine a light. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Everybody will please join me. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Robin. And I want to thank each of you for coming out this evening. It's nice to see this courtroom full, and it's nice to see you young folks on the front with those pretty 4-H green shirts. Thank you for coming. First item of business is to approve the minutes of the October 9th meeting, regular meeting. Commissioners, have you had a chance to review the minutes?
I'll move that we approve the minutes as presented.
It's been moved that we approve them as presented. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Settlements of estates from our fiduciary supervisor, Joni Hare.
On behalf of Joni Hare, the fiduciary supervisor, I have 7 names to present. Raymond Edward Clark Jr., Ralph Robert Kimlin II, Virgil Lee McMillian, William Alvin Porterfield, Elizabeth Montgomery Ratcliffe, Virginia Lee Slayton, and Lorene Tolbert, and those are all in order.
Okay, motion.
I move that we approve the settlement of estates as presented.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Didn't know that.
Yes. Exonerations, county splits, consolidations, as presented by Joe Darnell, our assessor. I have those in front of me. I would move that they be approved as presented. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Financials. Kelly, you going to fill in for Robin this evening?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have the following Arts and Rec transfers. Libraries for $8,912.60. That's the first quarter for White Sulphur Springs, Rupert, and Alderson. The Arts and Rec Director, $272. That's to pay for the cell phone and conference registration and expenses. The Greenbrier Valley Theater for $50,000, and that's for programming. And then the Sportsplex for $73,599.98. That's for the grubbing and grading. And then the Sportsplex for $890 for the engineering work. And that's a total of $133,674.58.
Okay, I would move that we take $133,674.58 from savings to checking to pay these arts and rec fees. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries.
The following budget revisions, there's 3 of those. First one is to increase law enforcement automobile supplies by $40,000, and that is for a check from the Board of Education. The other one is increase home confinement automobile supplies, $1,829.70, and that is from the selling of the Chevy Impala. And then the last one is to increase law enforcement overtime by $2,100. And that is for overtime, it looks security services at the State Fair of West Virginia.
Okay, you've heard the budget revisions. Is there the motion?
I'll move that we approve the budget revisions as presented.
Any discussion? One bit of clarification. The sheriff has been using online bidding for the sale of old vehicles.
Yes.
And he's been able to get more than we did from our local sales, but anybody can bid on those things, so you just need to get online and
We post those both in the local paper and on our county Facebook.
you know which auction service he's using?
It's Gov Deals.
Gov Deals.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we just did 4, and we'll have a couple more coming up here.
Okay, any more discussion on the budget revisions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Line item transfers.
There are none.
Okay, we've all three reviewed the bills. I would move that we pay the bills as presented. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. Now we're down to the fun part. Presentations. A celebration of Greenbrier County 4-H. Miss Robin, are you going to lead off?
I am.
Robin Haynes, our extension agent.
Yes, so we are here on behalf of Greenbrier County 4-H and WVU Extension Service to celebrate National 4-H Week, which was actually October 7th through the 13th, but I was at a conference and our kids were judging and a little busy. So we are here today to say thank you to the Greenbrier County Commission, not only for sponsoring part of our programming through the Arts and Recreation Fund, but just being a collaborating body to help support our youth through community clubs, Energy Express, special interest clubs such as shooting sports, and 4-H camp, and helping the camp and the state fair, and just everything that you guys do. So I don't want to talk all night, but we've got 2 groups representing Greenbrier County 4-H. First up, we will let the Greenbrier County Shotgun Team and their coach Mike Adkins and Sean Goodwin could not be with us tonight, but they would like to come up and tell you all the good things they have been doing thanks to your sponsorship. And then Josh and Mr. Garrett Vaughn, our other judging kids, our livestock judging kids, have practices, soccer sectionals, and things like that. So, without further ado, Mr. Mike, I know you got lots to talk about. So,
I had to write it down because I'm getting old. I can't remember all this. But again, thank you guys. Thank the parks for supporting us, because if it wasn't for y'all, we couldn't have done this. What a year. I'm going to start. Early last fall, 4 kids shot the Southeast Regional Championships in South Carolina. 2 kids shot the Nationals 4-H Championships in Nebraska in June. 1 shot the Junior Olympics in Colorado at the same time. 1 female, this lady won female out of state, 218 Tennessee Junior Champion. Another female, West Virginia State Champion. She was high overall, which means there were 60-some kids shot. She was the top one. She shot a 69 out of 75. We're checking now, but we think it's the highest ever been shot.
Mike, tell us who these people are.
Well, that was Michaela.
Well, I didn't want to pull out names, but anyway, the ones that shot the Southeast Regional was Michaela. Raise your hand. Ella. Lily, and who shot the, Carmen. Who? No, on the Southeast Regional Championship last fall. Okay.
Congratulations.
Now, the 2 kids that shot the Nationals in Nebraska is not here, but it was Tyler Deskins and Holly Wade. 1 young lady, Michaela, stand up. Shot the Junior Olympic Championships in Colorado. Guys, this is something that a lot of people my age, and that's getting old, never accomplished. So Kayla's good job. You're going to be up and out of that seat a lot.
Congratulations.
She was also the female champion out of state, 218 Tennessee Junior Olympics. Female West Virginia State Championship, HOA, high overall. Sit down a minute. We had 3 shooters. They was Ella, Lily, and Michaela. Shot the West Virginia and Virginia State Championships in trap. Okay? Y'all can raise your hands. Michaela, raise your hand. I know you're getting tired of going to Michaela also shot the AIM Grand Nationals in Sparta, Illinois. There was over 1,800 shooters. Again, we won all 3 divisions in the state championships this year, which has never been done. The Master, Senior, and Junior. Very proud of that also. And I think we're going to have them all coming back next year. One young lady, Michaela, was a high overall shooter, a high volume shooter in the state of West Virginia this year. This is a good one, same young lady. Second team All-American 28 gauge, NSCA, National Sporting Clays Association. Lady sub-junior champion in West Virginia trap, Michaela. She also has landed a sponsorship. CZ Gun Corporation is sponsoring her now, which is nice. But we have, let me go with my junior team first. Lily, good one, stand up please. Katrin Weichel, it took me all year to learn that name. Carmen Fogus and Luke Fogus. This is your junior state championship team. And what's great about it, 3 of them has only been shooting 7 months. I got them all back next year. That's good. And the other kids I want to announce, y'all can sit down, is Graham Clements, Ella Goodwin, Michaela, your senior state championship team. So, again, thank you. We've had a great year. We've only been in existence 4 years. So we're very proud of that. I'll let you hand this out. We are holding a shoot-a-thon on Sunday. We're not asking for money. We're asking for y'all to come. It's at 3 o'clock after we shoot. This is one of our fundraisers for the 4-H, and after we shoot, we're going to have a cookout, so we wish y'all would come and eat with us. Bring your old squirrel guns, and we'll let you try and shoot these kids. Is that all? Did I leave anything out? Where's Stacy? She wants to say something. No, okay. All right.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I want a picture.
Did any of y'all want to say anything? Did I cover everything? Did I do a good job? You'll talk about me in a minute. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, I'll just say a few things. We've only got Garrett Vaughn here with us this evening, but
This is Josh.
yeah, so I didn't introduce myself, but I'm Josh Peplowski. I'm the Ag and Natural Resource Extension Agent here in Greenbrier County. So we've only got Garrett Vaughn here with us this evening, but we actually have quite a few kids that are involved in the program, about 16 kids throughout the year. We've got juniors and seniors. Garrett's here with our livestock judging team. We have lots of other teams that those kids work in. For the most part, the majority of them all make the round robin of all those different competitions, but we'll be going off to the Beef Quiz Bowl here in December. We've been working with livestock judging since about February. We've hit about 5 contests there in the state, and Garrett's going to tell you a little bit about some of the other contests that we've been to this year. And we're getting ready to venture out, hopefully, this year. I finally got enough kids interested, and we're going to go into the land judging contest. So hopefully we'll be back this time next year telling you that we're going to Oklahoma City. That's our hope, at least. But yeah, we've got a great group of kids, and they're really motivated, and they've done really well this year. And I'm going to let Garrett give you a little bit of spiel about how the year's gone. So,
hello, as Josh mentioned, my name's Garrett Vaughn. So I'm on the livestock judging team. We're the senior state champions for West Virginia. At our state contest, Jessica Callison, who could not be here tonight, was 3rd overall. I was 5th overall individually. Our team won the contest, and then I also won reasons. From there, we moved on to Keystone, which was a national level contest where kids from Alabama, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois competed. And there we were 5th overall in the beef category. I was 7th overall in the swine category, 8th overall in the beef category, and then 7th overall individually. And then from there we went to Indiana, where we did a workout at Purdue, which I think we did all right in. And then we went to the Indiana Stockman's contest, where we competed with kids. I think there were about 600 of us there, and we did well. We didn't win or anything, but I think we did well. And we're now moving on to the national contest in November in Louisville, Kentucky.
So I guess I would just interject. My name is a coach, but honestly, I'm more of I would say as the manager of this. We've had a ton of people that throughout the community that have gotten together and helped these kids out. So there's a lot of past youth in 4-H. So just name some of them: Reese Tuckweller, Zach Bartonslauger. Those that are now Division I coaches in livestock judging in the country. They've came back and helped these kids out this year, and it's been a tremendous help for them, and it's been a big eye opener for them. So Garrett didn't say it, but he's graduating. He's a senior this year. He's going on next year, and he'll be judging livestock next year collegiately, and he's going to be getting some money for it too. So he saved his parents some college tuition by doing well in this program. So there's a lot of future for the kids that are in it, and it's a great potential to get some free rides through college. So.
Same as shooting sports. There's a lot of unspoken for scholarship money through shooting sports where these kids can excel, whether it's archery, air rifle, or shotgun. Hopefully we'll have all of those upcoming soon. So they can go to college and have a little fun.
And I guess, we do have 2 national teams here. This isn't a cheap program. Either way you go with both of them, shotgun is absolutely just off the charts with, the expense of what you got to do to be in that program. But the community itself has been absolutely fantastic. We have raised everything that we need for the contest this fall. And, I know Shotgun will be working hard to raise money this spring, but the community really gathers around the program, and it has helped us to get where we need to go. So I just want to thank you all and appreciate what you do for us.
Well, congratulations to all of you, and thank you for coming and sharing with us. Yes, if they come get a picture with us.
Well, they want pictures. It's real.
We want to make us look better.
What's the best picture? Why don't you guys, why don't you hop behind those guys? Where
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I didn't know if you wanted.
Congratulations, Steve.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I was going to wear my 4-H skin, but I couldn't find it. I haven't worn it 50 years. I don't know why I couldn't find
Mike,
it.
good job.
Scoot on down like this.
All right, everybody look up.
If you can't get it, don't worry about it. You can send it to me. Good? Thank you guys. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Rob.
Good seeing you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Good work.
Thank you.
Robin, see you.
I'll come see you sometime, neighbor.
Congratulations.
Here.
We'll talk
Say
about
hello to
your
dad
yard.
for me. You're welcome.
I want to talk about your yard.
Congratulations. I'm impressed.
You guys do a lot
You
better shooting than I
girls
do.
outdoing these boys.
See you. Congratulations.
Keep up the good work now. Keep up the good work.
Good job.
Hang in there. Keep the boys present, okay?
Hope you do well from
We
here
do
on out.
have one more thing. I kind of forgot about this because it's new. We do have 2 individuals going to the national archery competition. We just took a whim and went to the contest. Well, they were first and second. So we do have 3 national contests now that we're going to.
Where's it?
Nebraska the same time
Nebraska.
as shotguns. So.
This is an excellent opportunity for those folks to see parts of the country that they're not
Correct.
familiar with, probably.
But thank you guys. Have a lovely evening.
You too. Thank you. Thanks again for coming. Okay, next on the agenda is the Meadow River Valley Association update. Matt, you can introduce any guests that are with you.
Nobody wanted to hang out with me this evening, so I'm by myself.
I know how that is.
My name's Matt Ford. It's hard for me to remember sometimes which hat I'm wearing, depends on what time of day it is. But I'm with the Meadow River Valley Association. I'm also co-vice chair of the Greater Greenbrier Long-Term Recovery Committee. I give each of you have one of these handouts. Before I kind of go through this quickly, on the way to work this morning, got stopped in traffic, thanks to you guys, while they were putting in the water line, and appreciate that so much. You know, that water line being installed is huge. I know there's a lot of people that needed that, and lots of people worked hard to get signatures, and glad to see ground being moved and pipe in the ground. So it's great to see. Where it all started, I've been doing nonprofit management in Greenbrier County for October makes 10 years. The first meeting I attended when we moved back was actually on my wife's and I anniversary. I'm still married, even though I took my wife to a nonprofit meeting on our anniversary.
Stuck in your mind too, didn't it?
She don't let me forget that, you know? And when you're blessed with a wife like that, you remember it.
Yeah.
So we worked on the roadside park in McGross. I see Brad back here. When he was on the commission, he helped us out with the park, and the commission's been a supporter in that project all throughout the years. But it was just a struggle to get people to work together. Everybody's always got something better to do, and doing work you don't get paid for is not real appealing all the time, and especially when it involves picking up other people's garbage at a park. But June 2016, it was required for people to work together when it flooded. You got water in your house, you got mud in your house. It just happened. People had to work together to be able to recover. So immediately after that, we formed the Greater Greenbrier Long-Term Recovery Committee, first long-term recovery committee formed in the state, and the five of us led the way in forming that. And then we started helping other long-term recovery committees form throughout the state. Immediate needs, and some of this is I'm kind of summarizing the background on the next page. But most of that effort was meeting unmet needs not covered by insurance or FEMA. Like FEMA, you got $33,000. It was the max that you could get, and if you lost your home and all your belongings, $33,000 just doesn't cover it. So a lot of people, Neighbors Loving Neighbors, set up the Unmet Needs Roundtable. All that worked great. Millions of dollars distributed, a lot of people back in their homes. But we learned pretty quickly that there were needs that existed before the flood, and you had to focus more in addition to unmet needs. So it was going to take some community and some economic development to get long-term recovery where it needed to be. So we formed a subcommittee of the Long-Term Recovery Committee focusing on economic development. And out of that, through meetings with Greenbrier Valley Economic Development Corporation and others, people would come into the meetings. They'd want to meet with various people, and they'd say, "What's your plan?" And we'd look at each other and go, we don't have a plan. We need one of those. So it became very apparent that there needed to be a group that pulled all these organizations together that were doing good things. We had a series of community meetings. And the way I describe Meadow River Valley Association is, every organization, every individual is like a brick. And you guys are in construction. You understand that bricks are individual components of something better and bigger. Meadow River Valley Association is that mortar that holds these individual bricks together to build something for the community. So we were incorporated last year received 501c3 this year. City National Bank donated office space to the tune of about 4,000 square feet at City National Bank in Raynell. And I'll mention more about that in a second. But it's been 2 years of planning. The next page I talk about board members. We have a 13-member board, maximum of 15 in our bylaws. Still working on finding the right 2 people to fill those final 2 board member slots. We've got a very diverse board of directors. I'm the president, but don't let you think that I'm the best of this group, because I am not. You can see the names here, 13 people. Rick McCall from Raynell is the vice president. Beth Gill with the Greenbrier CVB is secretary, and Peggy Crowder with the GVEDC is our treasurer, and then the other board members are listed. The important part for us has been our active and diverse board. We can have board meetings now, and it's nice for me because I can just sit back and hear about all the great things that each of those are doing in their committees. So the current committees we have is, and if you know Tammy Jordan, who's the chair of this this committee, you'll understand where this came from, because she's just super creative. But it's workforce and education for economic development and sustainability. And her thought, and that's weeds. And she said that's because the Meadow River Valley is growing like weeds. And I thought that was neat. But if you're not familiar with her work at Fruits of Labor, it's a whole lot more than a restaurant. But it focuses on drug recovery, small business development, Main Street development, and then the Early Childhood Development Center. The Marvel Center is part of this. And if you're not familiar with that, it's more than a daycare center. We're planning an early childhood development center. It's led by Dr. Lally and and several groups. They've got a whole separate 501c3, but they're working on purchasing the old primary care building in Rupert. So that's going to be an awesome story to take what was a pill mill. You know, the doctor that owned that was put in jail for distributing narcotics. The backstories on some of this stuff. But to turn that pill mill into an early childhood development center. They need about $100,000 to purchase that building. They've raised 50 of it. So that's great. They're halfway there. So they're working on a capital campaign to purchase that building. That's just an awesome story. The next committee is Environmental and Recreation, which Phil Reed with Terradon is in charge of, and we're working on projects like the community park, the roadside park I mentioned earlier, the Meadow River Water Trail, which we've been working on getting access points on the Meadow River so that people, we got several miles along Route 60 that nobody can access. Working on that. The Meadow River Rail Trail, which the County Commission in Greenbrier and Fayette County, as you know, have been involved, and then stream bank restoration. We wrote a grant for about $100,000 to improve the stream banks along the meadow, and then also we've written another grant to work on various cleanup projects, so that when you float past things that look nice instead of tires and trash and whatnot. Whole lot better experience. John Yates, Greenbrier Dairies, with agricultural development. Communications is Beth Gill. We have a unique opportunity with Rupert Elementary School. With the new school being built, it's going to leave the old elementary school open for redevelopment. So we've got a committee led by Ron Fleshman from Raynell to work on plans to redevelop that school. We've had architects to do designs, and we're getting ready to present to the Greenbrier County Board of Education soon on that project. Houston Adkins is leading spiritual and emotional support. One of the big things after the flood recovery was people with mental illnesses, going through traumatic issues, needed more support. So we formed this to help both from the spiritual side, and then they also have people in the medical and psychological profession involved putting that committee together. And then the last one's finance, which Peggy Crowder runs and is our treasurer. I mentioned the Meadow River Valley Collaboration Center. That was donated by City National Bank in Raynell. Again, 4,000 square feet. And that has office space for Meadow River Valley Association, the Meadow River Valley Ministerial Association. I'm a member, and I'll let you guess where Meadow River Valley came from on that name. The Appalachia Service Project, the group that's building the homes in the county, and The Marvel Center also has offices along with Greater Greenbrier Long-Term Recovery. There's a lot of nonprofits there, and it's housed meetings. Jeff Wood from the National Guard, or I guess National Guard, maybe the Development Office. I can't keep up with who he works for. Both? Okay. Held a meeting there with a lot of community members, so it's actually functioned well as a collaboration center to plan things for the community. Upcoming events on November 5th, we have a Celebrate the Meadow River Valley fundraiser from 6 to 7:30. Tickets are $30 for that, and we're also selling ad space. So we've had a lot of people running for office buy ads. We've had people buy ads for their deceased relatives. My business is buying an ad. It's a good place to advertise to the local community. And on November 12th, we have our next community gathering, which we have once a month, and those are free. Dinner's free. We got a grant to be able to do that, and it's a time when we distribute information to the community and give people an opportunity to get plugged in. The next one's on November 12th. After that, it's December 10th. And the last thing I'll leave you with is, the story behind Meadow River Valley, the name. When people were coming to Raynell and Rupert to volunteer, they would go to local community members and they'd say, "This place is awesome. It looks wonderful. You got mountains, you got rivers. It's a wonderful place to live." And the people that lived there often would respond, "Really? This is the West End." They didn't get it. They didn't understand what people saw. They were blind to it. So there was a tremendous need for hope, and the rebranding from West End to Meadow River Valley was a way to instill that hope, and it's been tremendous. We had a rebranding campaign, sold T-shirts. Paul is going to change the weather notifications to Meadow River Valley. I'm just kidding. She's got the authority. But it's been really good. There's a whole new sense of pride, and when you drive down Route 60, the water line helps. People see that improvement. Bridges being replaced by the DOH. There's a lot of good things happening in Greenbrier County, and Meadow River Valley Association is glad to be a part of it. Thanks for your time.
Matt, thank you, and thank you for your enthusiasm. And, a lot of that positive attitude is because of you and this organization, the fellow folks that are working towards that, and I applaud you for that. Public comment for agenda items?
None.
Okay. Introduce and swear in the new emergency manager and 911 director.
Your oath is in your folder.
I would like for Mr. David Michael Honecker to come forward.
Let's call him.
Come on inside here. Everyone, Mr. Honecker is our new emergency manager and 911 director. I want to welcome him back to Greenbrier County. And he's going to be available after the meeting to meet with the press or anyone else that has any questions or wants to ask him about his background. But I'm going to proceed in swearing him in today and make him official. You please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, David Michael Honecker, who has been duly appointed as the emergency manager and the 911 director of the County of Greenbrier, State of West Virginia, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of West Virginia, and I will truly and faithfully perform all the duties of the said appointment to the best of my skill and judgment. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. The first line.
Yeah, he's on the first line here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
You can at least talk to him, tell him you want to be called Mike.
Yes, I want to be called Mike. Let me say this. I know there's this obscure television show you've never heard of that only I watch. Most people don't even know about it. It's called The Andy Griffith Show. And there's one episode where this gentleman comes to town, and he begins to introduce himself to everybody, and nobody knows who he is. But he constantly says, and Mayberry's my hometown. And it turns out he had never lived in Mayberry. He just read the newspapers that his friend had in the military, and he adopted Mayberry as his hometown. And I've kind of felt like that guy because I've been gone so long, but I can honestly say Greenbrier County is my hometown. I really did grow up here. I really did graduate from high school here, and so it's not my adopted hometown. It's home. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity and the challenge that's before us. And I want to thank the commissioners for this opportunity. They could have picked from a lot of people, a lot of great people, and somehow I got selected, and I was just so excited from the moment that I was notified of that, and I'm thankful for each of them, and I will not fail you. And I'm thankful for Kelly. She's been so helpful. I bugged her to death, and every time I've asked her for something, she's immediately responded, and I want to say the same thing about Paula. I bugged Paula to death. But I'm just the type of person that wants to be ahead of the curve, and I was asking for rosters and budgets and things even before this evening, and they've both been so great and so helpful, and I know going to continue to be great resources, and I know not to ruffle their feathers. I know that if I mess up with these two, I'm going to be in big trouble. And you know, when this gentleman was talking to me, and I promise I'm going to be brief, but he was asking me in the hallway, he said, you know, how do you follow somebody like Al Whitaker? And I was thinking, gosh, you know, I have nothing but the utmost respect and admiration for Al Whitaker, and I would hate to try to follow in his footsteps. I know that he has just done such a fantastic job, but I learned a long time ago that where we are today and where we're going in the future, we can't really follow in people's footsteps, but if we're going to see further than we've ever seen and we're going to accomplish more than we've ever accomplished, we're going to do it standing on the shoulders of giants, and Al is one of those giants, and I got to get his phone number so I can bug him. But no, I really am excited about this opportunity. I'm so grateful to be back in Greenbrier County. I left here after high school and went in the Marine Corps and spent 28 and a half years in the state police and the law enforcement profession, and really sort of gravitated towards the emergency management field and crisis mitigation through being at the Pentagon on 9/11 and being at the Virginia Tech shooting and dealing with tornadoes and floods and hurricanes and all the things that we just think are never going to happen to us, but inevitably they do. And we have to be prepared. We won't be perfect, but we will strive for excellence in everything we do. And so thank you, commissioners, and thank you, Paula and Kelly, for all your help. And actually, it's the Lee sisters. It's Kelly and Ellie. I've learned that too, right? So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Welcome home. Okay, number 2, consider approval of the financial statement for the 2017-28 fiscal year. Due to the auditor not having that information available, I guess we need to table that. Would one of my fellow commissioners want to offer that motion?
I would so move.
Is there a second? Oh, I'm sorry. We don't do seconds, do we?
We don't do
Flash back to the old days. It's been moved. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. This number 2 will be tabled, I assume, until our next meeting.
Until it's available.
Until it's available,
Yeah,
okay.
we might have to have a special meeting.
Okay. Number 3, opening the hazard mitigation grant program generator bids. Paula, you going to address this issue? Got us some bids?
Did you bring your knife?
Do have a knife.
Mike has his. He's the Boy Scout.
We're not supposed to bring that up, you know.
Oh, there's 4 of them there.
I've had the heebie-jeebies. I'm going to drop one of those all afternoon. Just to give you an update, the hazard mitigation grant program, we actually were able to obtain 2 generators in 2015 for our emergency shelters in both Lewisburg and Alderson. And then after that, we got together with all the municipalities, and together we wrote grant requests for 4 water plants, city hall, town hall PDs, and 3 emergency shelters. The emergency shelters are the ones that I did, and those are located in Rupert Community Center, the Clintonville VFD, and Community Center Shelter with the Rurikins in Clintonville, and the Raynell Volunteer Fire Department. So those are the 3 facilities. They are 3 separate programs, and they should be separated on the bids. But I will say that the combined group that we got together and wrote generators for, the total amount ended up $800,000 that were approved this year. Anybody have any questions as far as the generators are concerned? Like I said, most of those are emergency shelters.
Sorry about that.
Shelters.
I went to straighten the thing out and I pressed it up against the microphone.
There you go. So those will serve all our communities in the western end that were woefully deficient as far as generators. So, perfect. Supplementation to the basically the fire departments that serve the shelters, and some of those, believe it or not, even today didn't have generators.
They're going to be difficult to read,
Yeah,
probably, because there's 3 separate projects, but a total they should be given. So overall, she'll be looking for the total.
Well, the first company that, they actually have 4 different prices. They have 2 for Clintonville. Is that?
That's correct, yeah.
Yes.
We had an addendum for that facility because it's serving 2 buildings with 2 separate feeds. It's complicated.
Why don't, do you have the Rupert Community Center? Is it out separate? Rupert Community Center?
There's one project, that's correct. Clintonville is separate from Rupert.
Mine's so I can tell what it is.
I'm looking.
You're
Yes,
gonna get them all mixed
there's
up.
Clintonville.
No, he has
Community Center, and
one.
there is
Mike has
Raynell.
one, and then he has 2.
Rupert.
And there is Rupert.
Okay, why don't we do it this way? How many you have?
2.
You got
He has
2?
2 bids.
2 sets of 3.
Let's name the companies that bid first of all.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 1 bid from Bluestone Electric Incorporated, Beaver, West Virginia, and 1 from Lusk Electrical and General Contracting, Canvas, West Virginia.
Okay, mine is Hilton's Electric Connection Incorporated, Bluefield.
And I have Greenbrier Electric, and I don't know those people. I think they're from around here close by.
If you could determine what the Rupert Community Center bid is, let's read it. Hilton's Electric Connection is $79,900.
Easy.
For Rupert Community Center?
Yes.
Well, Greenbrier Electric is, if I'm looking at this right, is $49,467.
Okay.
Bluestone, $62,260 for Rupert.
Okay, Lusk, for Rupert, they've got 1 for the volunteer, or did you combine yours, or?
No, this is
No.
just Rupert Community.
Community, okay, community, They have $11,800.
That's gotta miss something. That's probably Clintonville's. You sure that's
We have
not?
That's option 2 community center. And they have option 2 volunteer fire department.
But we should have
They're
Rupert.
looking for Rupert Community Center.
They don't have, they got Rupert. They got 2 for Clintonville, 1 for Rupert. Is that Rupert one year? Okay, 46,000 on Rupert.
Okay.
Lusk Electrical and General Contracting, 46,000 for Rupert.
Okay, let's go to the Clintonville Community Center, and I've got 2 bids on that one.
Right.
I do too. I have the fire department and the Ruritan
Okay,
Center.
so
They have an option if you
we read them separately rather than to get
They'll
combined.
be
then.
together, yeah.
Hilton Electric, the first one is $71,190, and the additional one is $10,250.
Well, I have, this is for Clintonville Volunteer Fire Department, Community Center, right?
Yes.
I just have the one total of 49, this is from Greenbrier Electric, $49,083.46.
Okay, Lusk Electrical and General Contracting, they have the 2. The one for the volunteer fire department is $37,500, and the one for the community center is $11,800.
And then Bluestone Electric has Clintonville Fire Department for $46,098 and the Ruritan Center for $11,755.
Okay, go to the Raynell Volunteer Fire Department. They have 2 also. Hilton Electric has the first bid. This is the Raynell Volunteer Fire Department, $88,600, and then their additional security fence. It says deduct $4,200. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
And for Raynell Volunteer Fire Department, Greenbrier Electric's bid, I have $38,594.71.
And Lusk Electrical and General Contracting for the Raynell is $37,000.
And Bluestone Electric for Raynell Fire Department is $57,895. So Paula has to do some math.
Do we want to try to get a sum of the 3 on each of these bids, or is that,
Well,
would that be helpful?
This one gave me a total of $178,008. That's for Bluestone Electric. If you
Lusk
added
didn't total-
everything.
Didn't total theirs up.
They're 3 separate projects.
Right. But they'll be awarded to the same person.
But they're going to be awarded together, is that correct?
That is correct.
So it seems like the
Seems
sum
like
of the
they're
3 would
electronic.
be ultimately what we'd be most interested in.
Yeah. So you'll get me those
Okay.
spreadsheets.
We,
Put them back in the envelopes.
Yeah, we need
Is
to
that
go
the only one with the total, the grand total?
It's the only
was-
one that
I've got a
totaled
grand.
theirs.
I'm
You've got a
sorry.
grand
Unless
total?
Mike has a total.
Mine doesn't.
Well, I've got a calculator, so the
Well,
total on Greenbrier Electric is $137,145.24. You won't like my calculator.
here, you just use it. I'll read the numbers to you.
Okay, just a minute.
Okay, this one, Lusk, I have totaled those at
79,900.
132,300.
900.
Yes. 71,190.
Mike gave you one. I gave you 178.
71,190.
Bluestone was 178 and $8.
10,000,
$178,008.
250.
I think the one he has is probably the highest. The one Woody had.
88,600.
Plus,
No, you're going minus.
Just send me the spreadsheet. It's just as
Got my-
easy.
trust me.
Okay.
That we're going to deduct that?
Can you imagine me trying to
You're going to
get
deduct
this math off
4,200.
this?
4,200 minus 245,
Just
740.
send it to me.
245, 740.
That was Hilton Electric.
So you're down to between Greenbrier
You might have left a little
Technology or
money
Greenbrier
on the table
Electric
there, buddy.
and Lusk. And so
There's
it's
one
pretty
over
much
here
just
that's pretty
making sure that
close.
they
Yeah.
both have
Yeah,
apples to apples, so.
we're gonna sit down with an electrician.
Let's see,
and go through
this
and make
goes in
sure
there. I'm
everything's
sorry.
apples to apples.
Yeah.
Okay, we opened them, we read them. You have to determine that they meet the specs.
Right.
Thank you. Sorry for kind of cumbersome with three, I know.
It's all right. Take care of more business that
Three
way.
more than we had before.
That's right.
And pretty much all of the other municipalities, as far as water plants and Rossford City Hall PD, all those will be awarded within the next week,
Okay.
week to 10 days. Just give you a time frame.
All right.
Thank you, Paula.
Thanks for your work. Okay, public comment?
There are none.
Okay, announcements?
I do have one from our county clerk. She said to announce that early voting starts tomorrow here at the courthouse. It will be Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Saturday from 9 to 5 at the courthouse only from October 24th through November 3rd. And then we're also doing early voting at the Rupert Community Center. That is only Monday through Friday. That's from 8:30 to 4:30. It says on here the 29th through the 2nd, but I thought she started that at the same time. And it's, yeah. And it is on also on our county website is the sample ballots.
Regular time here?
Yes, and it'll be
Monday
in
through
this
Friday,
courtroom.
8 or 8:30?
8 a.m.
To
to
4:30.
4:30 p.m., Monday
In
through
this-
Friday, and Saturdays from 9 to 5 in this
In this
room
room.
right here.
Okay, any other announcements? Okay, again, thank each of you for attending, and if any of you want to stay and visit with Mr. Honecker, he's agreed to do that. And
When's next commission meeting?
next commission meeting will be
November,
13th?
I think it is. I'm looking.
13th, November 13th, second Tuesday.
Yeah, and that would be
That's the
the,
next regular
10
scheduled
a.m.
meeting, unless we have to have a special for something.
Yes, we do have a special meeting planned.
Yes, we do.
Next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday? What's the date of that? I'm sorry, I
30th.
meant to announce that.
The
And it's
30th.
at 7 in the evening?
yes.
Okay. Couple items that's on that is possibly this thing that we tabled,
A grant, signature of the victim advocate grant funding.
and also
An
discussion
acquisition.
of a piece of property
Piece of land.
that the commission is interested in. Thanks for, Tammy, thanks for mentioning that. I'd forgotten that. I hadn't jotted it down. Anything else? Well, thank you again for coming. The chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.